In the news now, a man is dead after a shooting in northeast Nashville. This happened at the Fallbrook Apartments around 8:30 last night. We had it as breaking news on our 10 o'clock show. Police tell us the gunman has critical injuries. We're working right now to find out what that's all about. Officers say they're having a hard time getting any information. So if you know anything about this shooting, again, Fallbrook Apartments last night, call Crime Stopper 615-74-CRIME. They are still sorting this one out. Amy?
Well, also breaking this morning, Steve, a gunman is on the run right now after sending 2 people to the hospital. News Channel 5 Sophie Nielsen-Holding joins us live from the Exxon on Dickerson Pike. And Sophie, this happened in the parking lot right there.
Right behind me in front of the convenience store, and it escalated really quickly, going from a confrontation to a double shooting. As you can see, it's all still taped off right now. Nobody can come in here to fill up their tank or go to the convenience store right now. This all happened last night, though. Police say 2 men just came by to come to the convenience store. They parked their car in the parking lot and went inside. They looked out the window after they were inside, and that's when they say they saw a man messing around with their car, a Chevy. Then they said that they came back out to ask him what this guy was doing, why he was messing around with their Chevy Trailblazer. That's when he pulled out a gun and shot both of them. According to police, that same Trailblazer, or a car matching that description, was found a little while later. It had wrecked on Ewing Drive. Now, police are working to find out if it is in fact that same exact car. But in the meantime, those victims are both being treated in a hospital this morning. One from a gunshot wound to the abdomen. One was shot in the leg and lost a lot of blood. But the good news is police say they're both going to live. Live in Nashville, Sophie Nielsen-Holding, News Channel 5.
Thank you, Sophie. We have breaking news now. Hopkinsville police are investigating a fatal shooting. It happened last night on Kenwood Drive at a residence there. Police say Christopher Armstrong was shot in the upper torso by an unknown suspect. He was taken to a local hospital where he passed away. The gunman is still on the run.
A car crash damages a box that is used to control train tracks in Nashville. News Channel 5's Alexandra Cohen was at the scene on Douglas Avenue and Scott Avenue a little after 4 o'clock this morning. She was the one who got these pictures for us now. Witnesses say the driver was going at a very high rate of speed along Douglas Avenue. Then the car crashed at Scott Avenue where it crosses the railroad tracks. The driver of that car only has minor injuries. As soon as we learn more about the crash, we'll let you know exactly what happened. Man, minor injuries, but that SUV is mushed.
Also breaking overnight, police are searching for another gunman after a shooting on Charles E. Davis Boulevard in South Nashville. The man was taken to Vanderbilt and is expected to be okay. Police don't have a great description for the gunman either. All we know is wearing a blue shirt and some khaki shorts, so that could be just about anybody. If you know anything, call Crime Stopper 615-74-CRIME. And no charges will be filed against that officer in the fatal shooting of Jacquees Clemons. Yeah,
the big story we have been following now for months. The District Attorney General Glenn Funk made the announcement yesterday. Funk says that Jacquees Clemons, the victim in this case, was armed during the February scuffle, and he pointed the gun at Officer Lippert, giving the officer a valid argument for self-defense. Now, before that announcement yesterday, the DA's office did give a stinging review of the Metro Police Department, specifically the way it handles police officer shootings.
Officer Lippert fatally shot Jacquees Clemons at 12:55 p.m. on February 10th, 2017. At 6:06 p.m. on that same date, a Metro Nashville Police Department incident report was prepared that listed the offense description as justifiable homicide and the status of the investigation completed.
District Attorney General Glenn Funk and his staff criticized Metro's report for referring to Clemons as a suspect and the offense as an assault on an officer. Funk says his office will be implementing some new policies going forward.
Well, Metro Police Chief Anderson responded immediately to those criticisms, and he says their office misinterpreted police documents and referred to the incident as an assault on an officer. He says is strictly by the book.
We follow the TBI manual, and so we can only pick from the offense and classifications. We send the report in with, make up our own offense and classification, however complete or correct we think it may be, it's rejected. So if the TBI wants us to follow different rules, then they should publish different rules for us.
The chief rejected any notion that his department is biased or gives the appearance that it's biased.
A suspected serial burglar is now behind bars after accidentally setting himself on fire. How does that happen? News Channel 5's Dan Kennedy is live to tell us exactly how. And this guy has been awfully busy, it sounds like, Dan.
Yes, 17 new charges he's waking up in jail with this morning, Steve. Most of these burglary and theft related. I have all the affidavits here. Just to name a few of the businesses the police say he hit over the last week or so: Rivergate Skate Center, Ryan's Buffet, Heritage Travel Center, a Dollar General, a Lowe's. But then his crime spree came to an end here at BBB Auto Store over off Nolensville Pike yesterday, when police say he broke inside, then set a car on fire outside, and in the process of doing so, he also caught himself on fire. Now, this man's okay. His name is Robert William Dow, but this morning he is in police custody. He has a laundry list of charges. Police say it all came to an end yesterday at BBB Auto Sales when he was caught on surveillance breaking into the store. Then, as I said, he set fire to a car outside before driving off himself. Now, police were able to catch up with him a little later in the day. They took him down to the precinct where they questioned him. They say he admitted to the theft, also to the arson and the burglary here at BBB Auto Sales. And in addition to that, they say he admitted to other burglaries in and around this area. At least 8 other businesses they say he hit. A list of those is on newschannel5.com if you'd like to go through that. They say he was caught on camera in every instance, and that his tattoos also helped police track him down. Reporting live this morning off Nolensville Pike, Dan Kennedy, News Channel 5.
Dan, thanks so much. And happening today, the man at the center of the nationwide Amber Alert out of Murray County will face a judge. This is going to be the second time we'll see Tad Cummins in a Tennessee courtroom. He's accused of kidnapping a 15-year-old former student. They were found in a remote cabin in Northern California more than a month later. We will be there in court this morning, so follow us on Twitter for live updates.
Well, a man accused of killing the mom of his child is going to be in court today. Police say Caleb Cannon killed Nikki Burgess back in 2014, but her body's never been found. Cannon's in court about 2 hours from right now at 9 o'clock this morning.